Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. I'm just sitting here watching YouTube and some of the videos and news and stuff like that. And it's not really that I'm kind of interested so much in what's going on. Well, in a way, yes. But it's mostly because of the absurdity of what they're trying to tell us to believe of what's going on here, there, and everywhere. One thing of note, of course, recently the attack, whatever you want to call it, so-called attack in uh, Iran on these nuclear sites. I want to refer again back to the videos that has been released from the Pentagon of the event itself, that ones that they took somehow or another. Kind of like the moon landing when they had cameras already installed to take pictures of the astronauts landing and getting off the ship and everything. But anyway, we have videos and pictures and everything of this thing entering this facility. We also have pictures and videos of the explosion and the debris coming out of the entrance to it. But if you notice, guys, they have satellite dishes, mini satellite dishes stationed all around the uh, encroachment of one of these devices. And as it enters in, you can actually see one of these satellite dishes, or whatever you want to call it, taking a fucking picture. So, and again, like I say, guys, did we put cameras there first so we could take pictures of this or what? And then again, at the entrance of one of these places where this event happened, uh, they have cameras up around it also, as well as satellites. It's just kind of odd that they expect the people to believe such things as this. Guys, this is, of course, all a bunch of BS, and the whole thing is a bunch of BS. I'm not going to go into the reasons why and everything like that. But right now, I will tell you this, that things are not looking too good for Netanyahu and the rest of Israel. Let's put it that way, okay? And I ain't gonna say much more right now until it more develops on this. But the other thing I want to talk about is some people, so-called experts or people in the know, are wanting to talk about why the United States won't go after the cartel in the south of our border and wherever they are. Of course, if they did actually go openly against the cartel, basically and into a war for a police action, there would be a lot of instances of homegrown terror and gangs and stuff like that breaking out, and a lot of violence would happen in the United States. But that could be handled somewhat readily with the right instruments and the right things in place. But some of these so-called experts want to go back and drag in this, that, and the other and stuff like that, and talking about that if we go in there, because they have put these drug labs and these facilities up next to homes and schools and other things like that. That's the reason we don't go in there and do anything about it, is because it's mixed in with the population. Okay. Well, yes and no. Now, I want us to step back several years, a few decades back, that uh, we went into Vietnam, of course, uninvited, more or less. We had a false flag event that caused that, and we went in there and started a war with the Vietnamese. One of the things we learned there is that everybody looks the same, everybody dresses the same, because most of them don't have uniforms. And then years later, we went in Iraq and then Afghanistan. And another thing we learned when we was there is that you can't tell friend from foe there either, because they all dress alike. So we looked south of our border, and as you know, there's no uniform there either. They all dress alike, look alike, talk alike. So there's no distinction between friend or foe or whatever. Uh, but the biggest thing, guys, I want to back this up also with another thing that, we went into Vietnam. The United States did. I won't say we. The United States went into Vietnam with two objectives: control the drug market, the opium that was coming out of there, and human trafficking. We wanted in on what's going on there. We went into Iraq and Afghanistan to control the drug market and recover artifacts and human trafficking. We're going into Mexico because they talk about saying that it's fentanyl that we wanted to eradicate, but again, fentanyl is an opiate and it comes from China. It's sent through Mexico, comes into the United States. So again, United States is looking at, oh yeah, one other thing, we know that there's a lot of human trafficking coming in and out of Mexico and south of the border. So again, we look at the United States as trying to control the drug market and the human trafficking market again. The other reason why we don't want to go to war with the cartels is we need them. Everybody knows that the cartels run Mexico, Guatemala, etc. We know that very well. And we did learn our lesson from these other places, Afghanistan, Iraq, Vietnam, and other places that we involved with that we can't tell friend from foe. So if we go to war with the cartel, it would be the same thing of what happened to us in Vietnam and also in Iraq and Afghanistan. We lost. That's why we don't go to war with the cartel. We would lose. Hope y'all have a good day. Later, taters.